Hi and welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. And I hope that you like my Christmas elf hat. Zach was saying to me, Zach, my son, who's the production manager of MTE, he's like, can we get some props? Can we do some Christmas stuff? You know, I did tinsel on that, and I wouldn't have a tree because his truly would just, you know, rip it down probably. And, you know, things on the table, you can't even see them because you can only see me from here. So this is it. This is what I did. So I kind of like it. I've been driving around in it in the Mustang and people have been giving me the weirdest looks, but, you know, it's heaps of fun and it keeps my head warm when Melbourne gets cold. It's not cold at the moment. Usually isn't when I do these videos. So anyway, today is the last Thriver TV episode for 2017, and what an amazing year this has been. I'm a little bit sad about this last episode, but I'm also really happy to bring it to you because it's a really special one. And last year was so amazing because an incredible amount of people, more people than ever, joined our wonderful Thriver community. And there's been such an explosion in positive consciousness that's been really quite astounding. So many of you now are doing life beautifully from the inside out, and I know that many of you have discovered what I have, that is if we stay out of stinking thinking, which is that trying to manage our traumas with our mind, and instead if we go to release the trauma out of our bodies, we just open up into more and more space and well-being, and life just gets better and better. Amen to that. Because we leave abuse behind and we also start to not even fear abuse anymore. We expand into life with more radiance, purpose and joy that we have ever experienced. And additionally, doors start opening that we were never able to access previously, and our new truest selves are ready for the opportunities. For those of you who are new to our Thriver community, please know, no matter where you are on your healing journey, myself and the incredibly loving, amazing support team at MTE, as well as the MTE moderators, Thrivers and members from more than 80 different countries worldwide, are here to hold your hand and your heart and be your angel wings for you until you can grow your own. Because the truth is we're all in this together. The efforting to not just merely survive narcissistic abuse, but to actualize our thriving from it. Not despite what happened to us, but as a glorious evolution because of what happened to us. We're a closely knit tribe and we're not going to do the usual abused thing, which is focus powerlessly on the abuser. Instead, we bring the power back to where it needs to be, which is the only place it ever can be, within ourselves. And speaking of which, I'd love to set a powerful group intention with you and the entire community right here, right now. The 2018 is going to be the best year ever. Many of you may not know that before being a quantum healer, I was a numerologist, and I'm really excited about 2018. It's a special year. It's a rare 11 year because 2 + 1 + 8 is 11, which means that it's a master vibration. And here we have the ability next year to unfold our true desires, manifestations, and unique contributions. In other words, our true callings, the vocations that will genuinely fulfill us like no other ones could. So if you release who you're not, meaning the traumas which are not the true you, and you align more with your soul stirrings and guidance, which become organic when we lose our traumas, because you will fill up with energy, joy, inspiration and purpose. This is a year where dreams will come true for you and manifest in ways that will thrill you more than normal years. You might have heard of the phenomena of 1111. It's manifestation energy. When you see 1111 on a clock, or you know, a lot of people see that all the time. I see it all the time. And 11 universal year is very, very powerful. It's all about things lining up to manifest for you. But we need to understand this. With such higher octave, powerful energy available next year, it's a very high vibrating frequency. There's also the understanding that if you don't release your internal blocks to your true self and life, this higher vibrational calling you upwards and forward to your truth will rattle your cage harder, urging you to let go and ascend. So that can manifest as depression and anxiety, which is simply pushing you to release your traumas and start letting life force and well-being flow through you. Because our entire journey is about letting go of our traumas to be our true self. And once that well-being and life force can have the space to flow through you, you will create and generate the real you. So this Christmas, I want to share with you a powerful manifestation exercise. It's my most favorite manifestation exercise, and I love it. So it's my gift to you. And I'm also going to share with you some deeper, powerful truths about how to really manifest, which may challenge or even totally debunk what you previously believed about law of attraction. I promise you it will. And it's no surprise that in this manifestation, we're going to go quantum, because that's where we access all the power of our higher self, source consciousness, and life itself as one. When you harness all of those together, look out. This exercise, it's in total alignment with the manifestation power of this universal 11 years. So it's my highest recommendation that you do this exercise just before 2018. So, you know, maybe the week before Christmas and New Year, or do it at the very start of the year so that you reap the greatest benefits. And if you're into moon cycles, you might want to do it. You might want to do it, which is the letting go part of it. You might want to do that at dark moon and then build all the way up to full moon. It's up to you, whatever works for you. Okay, so I want you to understand at the quantum level, every aspect of you exists. Every version, from the lowest to the highest permutation possibility in all space and time. And in order for you to collapse a desired version into the physical field, all you need to do is become that version at an inner identity level, and then you're simply going to be the new self. I promise you that's the truth. And it's so exciting and wondrous to start living life in that way when you have breakthroughs at that quantum level. So get excited, because this manifestation exercise could be exactly the super boost you need to break through in areas that you felt blocked up in. Okay, so here is the exercise. And what you will need to do is go back through this video and work through it a step at a time. We're not going to do it during this video because it takes some time. Okay, so step one is you're going to write down what you want that hasn't manifested for you yet. So these are the things that you want to achieve and you haven't. These are the things that you're going to have the greatest blocks and the confusion on. So for those who are still struggling with narcissistic abuse, it might be, I'm struggling to have the strength to leave, or I'm struggling to believe that I can survive on my own if I do leave, but I know I need to and I want to. For those of you who've been working with the NARP program and you've already detoxed yourself from the narcissist, you might have been struggling with things like creating your own business that you're feeling really inspired to do, or maybe you're wanting to generate that new love relationship that you would dearly love to be in. Or maybe you want to live free of addictions such as smoking, or you want to heal a chronic health complaint. So write down what it is that you want to manifest. So then step number 2 is this. You're going to write down in your journal, I know there is a version of myself who is, and put capital IS, who is, and knows, okay, capital K-N-O-W-S, how to be, capital B-E, this thing. And put in this thing whatever it is. So it could be something like, I know there is a version of myself who is and knows how to be in my perfect, in a beautiful, loving relationship, intimate relationship with my perfect partner. Word it so it feels powerful for you, what it is that you want. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to check in with yourself. Do you believe this? Can you feel it? Really check in. Do you believe it? The statement, can you feel it? And this is so important to do, because if your inner being doesn't believe it to be true, it will not come to pass. It just won't. Because our lives are always unfolding in accordance to our inner beliefs, to the letter, no matter how hard we try to do it otherwise. This is why the real work on ourselves needs to be at the level of belief, and then the quantum field that supplies opportunity, motivation, inspiration, unlimited matching resources, and miracle can be accessed. Quite literally, when you be it, it can come. That's what become means. So you're going to write in your journal, my total goal is to be an emotional rating of 10 out of 10, knowing that this version of myself as this thing, whatever it is that you want, name it, exists. That's what you're going to write down. Now, here's one of the most incredible manifestation tips you will ever hear in your entire life. And this turned the key for me. And I know it's turned the key for so many others. And it is the thing that often in law of attraction, they miss out, apart from that you have to clear your trauma out, because you cannot drive a rusty old car, a Ferrari into a garage with a rusty old car and it's wreck. You just wreck in the way. You just can't do it. But this key, as well as that key, are vital. And this is why so many people can't manifest. Okay, so when you get this key right, it's one that enlists the entire power of creation itself. So here's the drum roll, here's the key. It is that important. Don't go for the thing you want. Don't go for that. Go for the feeling of it inside you. Go for the feeling. In fact, go for the feeling so much, your goal is, I'm going to feel it that much, I don't even need it. And I really mean that. Because creation doesn't respond to your longing, your neediness. It responds to your beingness. Because creation in every millisecond of your life is granting you exactly your beingness. Ironically, when you are being something, which can mean simply being the knowingness that it's true for you without any need for the physical proof of it at all, then everything is going to line up to manifest this for you. It's when you don't need it, because you're already being it. Okay, so those of you with the super tool, the NARP program, get out your goal setting module and set up the goal, the complete knowing that this version of myself as this thing exists. That's the goal. Okay, so step number 3, now we're going to check into our bodies. We know we need to be a clear 10 out of 10 in the alignment of that belief. So you're going to check in with yourself, how you feel in your body. Because that's where your subconscious programs and the truth of them can be accessed. It's never what you think it might be. It's how it feels in your body. So with your attention in your body, you're going to ask yourself, what is your rating out of 10? And be totally real with yourself. Unless you get real, you can't heal. You've got to be honest. So for example, if you feel really blocked up inside and you don't believe it at all, you might be a 1 out of 10 or even a 0 out of 10. So honestly connect to your inner being and how it feels and write down your score. Okay, so step number 4. So those of you who are not on the NARP program yet, you can keep your attention inside of yourself and set the intention. You've got your score now. You might be a 1 or a 2 or a 4 out of 10. And you're going to set the intention. I'm lovingly calling forth the blocks within me that are not allowing me to be a 10 out of 10 in belief. I'm going to call those blocks forward so that I can integrate these parts of me to wholeness. Okay, because these blocks are part of you that are not integrated in wholeness. They're traumas that aren't your true aligned self. And when they're in our body, they stay there until we heal them and integrate them, and then they can dissolve and be released into creation and alignment. Until then, we just carry them around like baggage, trying to battle them and beat them. But if they're heavily emotionally charged, programmed, subconscious beliefs, nothing we're ever going to do is going to change them until we get to them at this level. So you're going to ask for them to come forward, those parts of you that need to be healed into wholeness. And you're going to say the first one is going to appear now. And you're going to have your attention inside your body, and you will feel a dense energy in your body. It could be really quite powerful or very subtle, but trust it. It could feel heavy or anxious or painful. Fully accept it with love. You have to be loving. And you may feel it in your heart or your solar plexus or anywhere at all. So you need to meet it, join with it, and ask it, sweetheart, what is this about? You're going to talk to it in the same way you would talk to a child you adore. Be open, loving, and accepting without any judgment. How different is that to the way we usually treat our negative emotions? This changes everything. And know that by bringing these unconscious blocks to consciousness, you're melting them away simply with your loving presence. You're self-partnering with them. You're loving them. And if you don't get any information when you ask that question, what is this about? There's no problem with that. It doesn't matter. You don't need to have information in order to shift these traumas. Just feel them in your body and stay open and breathing and loving toward them. And then you're going to say, please know this part of me. I feel you, validate you, and unconditionally love you. And I grant you permission to let go of this trauma and fill with light where it once was. And then imagine this with your eyes closed. Imagine that process in any way that feels right for you. And keep your body open and breathing as you do it. And really connect to that visualization that you're going to be doing. Even if you feel like you're making it up, go with it. Your body will respond. And the more that you connect to it, the more that that shift is going to feel real in your body. If you feel it in your body, it is happening. It's totally happening. That's how powerful it is when we connect to ourselves. So those of you with NARP, work with the goal setting module to connect to and clear the traumas with Quantum Freedom Healing, all of the traumas that are blocking the manifestation. And by doing so, you're going to create deep cellular change directly in your DNA, which is the powerhouse of your subconscious, as well as your consciousness, which accelerates the manifestation process even more. So some of you might have just been using NARP to clear traumas up to now to recover from narcissistic abuse, which is massively effective. Yet for direct manifestation, when you use that, you're going to be astonished at the power also. Okay, so step number 5, after you heal and integrate that block, then you're going to ask your body to show the next one and the next one, and you're going to clear all of them one at a time and just keep going and going until you can check in and say, okay, that belief, that goal that I set, that I am the knowing, that I am this thing, when it feels so congruent, when it feels like a 10 out of 10, when it just feels like, yeah, and of course, that is when this thing is true for you. And that it's going to unfold, it will unfold in your life. It's inevitable. That's it. The breakthrough you've needed. You're going to be living the reality of an incredible quantum truth, which means that you're vibrating at an inner identity level. In the holographic field, your inner identity is connected to everything in a way that you just didn't have access to before. So what that means is that you and life as the co-creation will be reorganizing everything in a completely different way to how your life used to go on this topic. Can you feel the power of that? And what you'll realize from this is when you start working with it, is that infinite knowing is already a part of you. So what that means, there's nothing you need to learn. There's only ever a version of yourself to remember, meaning to put back together again, which is what that whole integration process is. The parts of us that are split off, that are disowned, that are in trauma, are in opposition to our true self. When we integrate them back in, we put back together, we remember, we recalibrate as our true self. And those parts of us that are already our future, we've always been that, and that will eternally be the case. And finally, just as my own life has changed beyond description, you're going to be able to put away the notion that you have to put in grueling effort of learning something that you don't know yet. Rather, you're going to understand how it's already coded in your DNA, and all you need to do is unlock it and reactivate it. And then you'll know the deepest truth of all. You already are what you seek. It's only your traumas keeping you separated from it. And what you seek is seeking you. Your soul doesn't get it wrong. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that manifestation exercise and get excited by it, because it's going to help you set up 2018 as your most amazing year ever. Okay, so before I end, I'd love to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy Christmas and a new year, and to thank you all for your amazing support and for watching my videos, and liking and sharing with people who you know can benefit. That all does its bit to support the Thriver mission and bring awareness to our world that there are tools to heal for real from abuse. And we don't have to do mere survival. We can thrive after narcissistic abuse. And I'd also like to personally thank my amazing staff, the MTE team, moderators, affiliates and supporters, and Thrivers and members for all your love, commitment and dedication to the Thriver movement. 2017 was a very positive growth year for MTE, and we have even more expansive and exciting plans for 2018. MTE is going to a whole new level. So I am now, after this, on a well-earned holiday break, and I'm going to be taking 1 month off Thriver TV and personal clients. But in the meantime, you can still connect with me on Facebook, Instagram and Pinterest for daily tips, reminders and insights. Or come over to the blog and watch and read hundreds of previous episodes and articles. And please know, holiday time is such a valuable time when you can have the space to get your vital Thriver healing done. And I so recommend that if you haven't already, to take my information to a deeper transformational quantum healing level by signing up to my free 16-day recovery course, which includes an invitation to a healing workshop with me, a set of ebooks, and so much more. No elf ears, but heaps of thriving. So to access these, just click the link at the top right of this video. So until next time, keep healing and keep thriving and smile. There's so much to look forward to on this journey because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love, everyone. Merry Christmas. And I'm going to wake up the boy because I know you're all going to miss Tiggy too. Bye-bye. Lots of love. See you next year.